Shedeur Sanders is showing Johnny Manzelle tendencies in Cleveland, is our story for today. This is Greg, usually from Teslafaninsight, but today we're doing our once a week NFL show heading into the season. So I thought I love football. I played football in high school a little bit, almost into college, and really enjoyed it, and have enjoyed different teams, and especially I'm a Jets fan, and I love to watch and understand pro football better, which is why I'm doing that show today. So I had an incident happen, and this was just before Johnny Manziel went to Cleveland. What happened was I was on a flight between California through Houston to Washington, D.C. area. And there were 3 football players from Texas A&M along with parents on that trip. So I got into a quick conversation with both one of his teammates as well as the parent of one of the teammates. And the way the discussion was, I said to Dad and to the teammate, "Wow, Johnny Manziel is amazing. I'm really impressed with what he did against Alabama. He likely does well in the draft, and hopefully does well when he goes to Cleveland." So the response from the dad was, "That's not going to happen." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Johnny Manziel is a cancer. And as he goes to play for that team, he will systematically flame out and hurt the team in the process." So my response to him was, "Wait a second here. Did you see how he handled the #1 ranked Alabama defense? It was amazing. He pulled out an incredible win in Tuscaloosa." So I said to him further, "Hey, if a guy has that much heart and can win games in places like that, I have to back them, even though the cancer analysis that you gave me may be valid." So as you can see how that worked out, that's why I chose to do this show today relative to Shedeur Sanders. After this, I've sort of developed a bit of a metric over time. So there are different pro football players who enter the NFL in different ways. So obviously Johnny Manziel did his thing, and you can see how his career kind of spun out of control. And I will admit, I was completely wrong on that one. As I've watched Shedeur Sanders recently, I was really sort of focused on, wow, everybody's saying this guy should have gone in the first 10 picks, etc. I'm totally off in this analysis, but I like to root for the underdogs, which is what Cleveland is currently. And I'm also rooting for Shedeur because, so what I'm getting at right now is that the problem with Shedeur Sanders is he seems to have a lot of the same qualities as Johnny Manziel. Right now, he should be trying to get as many reps as possible outside of team practices where he's working with his receivers to be ready for the season. Instead, he's banging out 2 tickets at 100 miles an hour in a 2-week period. And so I'm concerned because one of the challenges was, how could coaches get a feel for his personality with Dion sort of organizing that interface? Now I'm starting to get a feel for why he fell so much, because teams got wind of the fact that this guy has the arm talent, he has sort of the knowledge of football to get it done. But just like Johnny Manziel, does he have the kind of focus it takes to enter the league and long-term do well? And I think that based on what we've seen just now happened with him, we've entered the zone of this is a complete unknown. So I am rooting for him. I hope he does well. We need some more quarterbacks in the league with his background and second generation. But at the same time, the amount of money that he's enjoyed in the NIL deals, etc., seems to have skewed his perspective a little bit, because you can even put an analysis on him relative to how did Andrew Luck handle themselves? How did Peyton Manning handle himself as they entered the league? And he knows exactly what that structure looks like, but he's doing none of it. So I have to say, Cleveland, I'm sorry, but I think you guys may go through another round of Johnny Manzelle, then obviously Deshaun Watson, and now we're at the Shedeur Sanders era, and he seems to not really understand the whole idea of professionalism and the fact that if you're going to be a team leader, everything you do is being scrutinized. So, nope, 100 miles an hour ain't going to get it, and it suggests that right now he really doesn't care. And therefore, it's my sense that he may or may not get the starting role or an opportunity to play a great deal. But I have to say, I now understand why he might have fallen in the draft, because it's not a question of can he play quarterback. It's the intangibles of professionalism and leadership that are non-existent. So we look forward to your comments on this. This is Greg for Teslafaninsight. Love to have your opinion, but unfortunately, he's showing a lot of Johnny Manzelle tendencies.